Hi everyone. Welcome to the Fat Lady Knits. Okay? How you doing? I hope you are well and that for those of you who came to New York City for Vogue Knitting Live, I hope you had a good time cuz the weather was abysmal. Did I go? No. I think I have big yarn event fatigue. So I decided to skip it this year. I may make it next year, but I hope everybody bought as much yarn as I would have, if not more. Okay, so what's going on? Good news. Good news. Remember these? Let's see, how do I show them to you? Mm, See how long these are? I should have measured them. Okay? And I made them and I tried. Wait, actually, yes, I made them and I tried them on the princess and she loved them, even though they're not finished yet. Let me see if I could show you this. Ooh, we don't know. This is what it looks like on her foot. And as you can see, it goes all the way up above her knee. So she loved it. When I tried it on the foot, I haven't kitchenered it. I had not kitchenered it as yet, and I still haven't. I have a train ride this week, and I'm going to kitchener it while I'm on the train ride. That'll give me something to do so that I will not notice train delays, people fighting, people cussing each other out. I'll be busy kitchenering. I'm good. And you can see my second favorite color is hanging out right here. And I even have a yarn that kind of sort of matches. Yeah. And I have another water bottle. One second. Oops. That's also this. You think I like this color? They're two different shades, but I just love this color. Okay. Now let's get back to the sock. I redid everything but the rib. I was not messing with the rib. And I did so even though, look what I found. Okay? It's amazing what a broom will do when you start moving it all over the only place this could possibly be. This was hiding under something. But I need to get a second one. That way, if I ever can't find it again, I have backup. Okay? And this is probably just stainless steel that's been bent. So I've got to get another one of these. But let's get back to the sock. I know, I said that before. So I took everything from last time. I took out everything but the rib. I was too terrified to take out the rib, start again, and then drop stitches. No. But what I did here, you see how it looks like right here is wider than the rest of the sock and the rib is narrower? What happened was with my 96 rib, I put the 96 cylinder back in and I hung the 96 stitches and I did 25 rows of plain stockinette knitting because I know the sock is going to shrink lengthwise. I'm not worried about it shrinking widthwise, except maybe at the top. Because though the young lady is petite, sometimes, well, not sometimes, the area above our knee needs a little bit more stretch. But hopefully this will do. If not, it will shrink hopefully so that it's right at her knee. And then I know what to do to correct it to give her an over the knee sock. But it looks kind of funny because it looks as though it bells out and then it goes back. And it does that because I go from a 96 rib to a 96 plain stockinette to a 64 plain stockinette. And to do that, you have to get rid of 32 needles. So that's half the 64 cylinder. So every other needle has 2 stitches on it. and then you just rib, you just not rib, you knit the leg, and then you do your heel, and then you do your toe. And this one, as I said, it's not Kitchenered, neither is the other one, but it will be by the end of the week. But I pinned it together so you can see what the bottom of it is going to look like. Now, I had a thought. I went through all this trouble taking cylinder out, changing cylinder. How about I just knit the entire sock on the 96 cylinder and play with the tension? I know it sounds like living dangerously, right? But it could be that I can make the entire sock, just change the tension. Yeah, I heard that. And how am I going to remember, or am I going to remember to do the same thing on the second sock? That's true, because let's say, I learned one thing, come with my let's say. Princess Blue over there only does ribbing well up to the 8 tension. You know how it has those notches? From the top to the bottom, when you get to 8, that's pushing it for her. She would prefer 7, but you can do an 8. You might lose one stitch and have to pick it up. 9, you can forget it. 10, that's a pipe dream. But what I'm thinking is, I do the rib at 8. I do the upper part of the sock, let's say from under the knee to mid calf at maybe 7, and then do the rest of the sock at a tension of 6. I should try that and then see, especially since I'm using Lycra, if that works to give me the size sock so I don't have to swap out cylinders. Okay? And it's probably good to learn to do that, because all sock yarns are not as thick as this. And the question, what is this? Oh my God, where are my glasses? Oh. Well, this is Opal. I think I showed this to you because it comes out backwards. Opal style sock yarn. Oh, it's just as well. It's 75% wool, 25% nylon. And the color number is 9544 and 1748. It has 2 numbers on it, 9544 and 1748. And as I said, she loves it. Okay, so good job. Yes, finally. You know, finally, even though I technically made each sock 3 times till I was pleased with what I have. So once I did that, I ran home. Well, actually I took the bus, but you know what I mean. And I went to wind yarn so I could start making another sock. I'm like, I've got it, I'm gonna do it. And I have 4 or 5 Knit King or Brother yarn winders, the red and white ones. Can't find a single one. Can't find the one I use to wind this yarn. I don't understand. When I had the yarn winder, I couldn't find this. Now that I have this, I can't find the yarn winder, and a broom did not bring it home. So I had to go. I had this yarn winder, this one. I think it was at Loops and Threads. What is that? Yep, Loops and Threads. This saved me this week. Yeah, I heard that. It has some issues, you're right. It did not like this yarn. Okay? There's none of the cones I had fit on it, and when I tried to wind this type of yarn there, it just slid all over the place and made a mess. You know, a mess. It wasn't a hot mess or a cold mess, it was just a mess. So what did I have to do? It was so embarrassing, because someone accused me of being a hoarder. I'm not a hoarder. I'm not walking the streets picking up everything that I'm not walking the streets picking up anything. Ooh, maybe if I drop my money, I'll pick it up, but other things that hit the ground, they can stay there. Ugh. Except for if it's rubbish, I'll pick it up and put it in the rubbish bin. Okay, because I don't like dirt like that. But mind you, I can make a mess. Y'all should see this place, my work in progress. Anyway, I had been saving these toilet paper rolls. That's the other foam. Because someone said you could use it as a cone. And guess what? This winder takes the toilet paper rolls as a cone perfectly. Fortunately, I had a box with about a dozen of these. So I was able, let me put this down, to wind. So I'm ready, okay, for my next blue sock for the blue princess. Because if I can get her at least 3 pairs, she'll be happy, okay? So I'm ready to go, but here's my dilemma. I can't make another pair of socks for her. And I can't make a long pair for anyone else. Why? Because I don't know how much it's going to shrink lengthwise. And I do not want to make socks for anyone and have them go, hers came out fine. What's wrong with mine? These are, because most of the socks I'm going to be making are for the princesses. The princess couldn't care less. Which reminds me, I went somewhere and I ran into a young man who I made a pair of socks for maybe 2 years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, whatever the difference is. And he was wearing the socks. They look so good. I have to make him another pair, okay? Because he at least appreciated it. And he was like, I don't want to wear it too often. I know you made it for me. I don't want to I can make him 1, maybe 2, so you can wear them. They're socks, that's what they're for. So I am making progress with my sock. Did you hear that? That was my Cricut machine. After almost 4 years, let me put this down, I am finally learning how to use the Cricut machine. And I've got to tell you, I have no clue why I ever bought that machine. I have no idea. And I asked myself, what does that machine do? I couldn't answer that either. But I'm one of those who succumbed to the commercial. And guess what I found out? The Cricut machine is nothing but an electronic scissor. That's what it is. It's an electronic scissor. You plug it in, you hook it up to your laptop, you do your design, and it cuts it for you. So it's an electronic scissor. Yes, you have a design program, but at the end of the day, it's going to cut. Yes, it can do cut and print and cut, but it's a cutting machine. It's just a fancy electronic scissor. And after watching many videos, I cut some things so you can see that I actually turned it on and did something. And here we are. Okay. From this piece of inexpensive cardstock that I found at the $1.25 store, I cut out the word knit from it. And here's the cutout that I would use the transfer tape and transfer it onto a surface. But you know what? I really like this. And my brain is running, trying to figure out what could we do with the part that's left after you cut out. What's this over here? This is the result of the third thing I learned while playing with the Cricut. If the mat does not go in high enough, it starts cutting on the mat, and then the bottom of your design is on the paper. So at one point, this paper was up here. So this is the bottom of this. So you have to make sure your mat feeds in properly. The other thing I learned, and I watched many videos and nobody mentioned it, when you do text, If you want to go back and edit your text, you have to double click on it. If you do not double click on it, you will never be able to edit that text. The other thing is, if you want to move that text box, you have to find the arrow in the middle of it and then you can move it anywhere. I watched 2 weeks worth of videos and no one mentioned that in any of their videos. Now, as you can see, I did the word knit because I'm trying to figure out how do you use this in terms of knits. Any ideas? If you got one, holler at me. I'm not ashamed to take advice. Oh, and I also did these. Can you see that? I figured you could put this on a glass or something, or some surface. It would be awesome. So, this was going to be one, well, it wasn't going to be, it was one of my vows for the new year. Learn to use the Cricut. And so I've started down that rabbit hole. But I've been good. I've bought mats and a ruler. That's it. I haven't gone crazy and bought every little thing that they have. No. But I got to figure out a way to marry knitting and the Cricut machine. So I'm open to suggestions. Okay? So, as I said, you think of something, let me know. Gotta go. Catch you next time.